Alright guys, well I have not uploaded in like 7 months. Well, okay, it's like 4, but it feels like 7. But I got a pretty good reason why, and hopefully most of you guys can understand why I haven't posted that long and kind of neglected people, but whatever. And it's behind me. So for the last, well, 4 or 5 months, I've been just kind of taking a break from making videos and focusing on working, getting money together. And I had this thing where when I first bought the RSX, I told myself, and probably I think I even said in the video, that I wanted to do a swap on the car and I wanted to build it and I wanted to do all these other things and blah, blah, blah. But I realized it wasn't really happening the way things were going. So I had to basically tell myself or train myself to just start working and saving money and taking a break from things that I used to like to do temporarily, so that later on I can enjoy them more because I'd have more money and be able to do more. So the little vlogs and stuff like that, and the little lips and stuff, and the small things that I do to the car, they were cool and all, but it just, I don't know, you gotta do so much of that and things don't really, I don't know, it's not really, you want to progress higher and higher as you go. And I felt like I was just doing the same thing with all the cars I had, but not anymore. So I'm really excited to basically reveal this. So well, let's just get into it. So behind me I have the new garage that I've acquired. The main thing is the new garage, and it's not very big, but, and I am sharing it with one other person. I get half, they get the other, but it's still space. It's space out of the weather, it's space, insulated space in the winter, it's out of the rain, blah blah blah, and it's garage space, so you can't be too picky about that. So let's go inside. All right, here it is. This is the new shop garage. Like I said, half of it's somebody else's, so all that stuff is not mine. The Saturn with all this other stuff, not mine. But then this half, you see, we've already got that, which I'll get to, but we've already got stands, shelvings, obviously the RSX is here, and yeah, so this half versus that half, it's just this half, which there's still a lot of room. I mean, I could probably fit another car in here if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. And there's still room to even go back further and stuff like that. But I just gave myself plenty of room on either side. So plenty of room, plenty of walk space. I mean, it's right. Like it's pretty good room. I even have room for more shelving here if I needed it. But yeah, that's basically the deal here. So let me get back out here. This is it. This is the new garage. This is the new shop. It's exciting because I've never had anything like this big. I've always worked out of the driveway, and this is huge. This is a huge step up, even though, you know, it's just got the insulated thing here. The lights are pretty decent. It's not the prettiest, you know, with this side and this side, but anything is better than working in the driveway, and I'll tell you that as a fact. It's pretty warm in here. It's like 30, in the high 30s outside, and there's no the heat. I have a heater. It's not even on, but just being out of the wind, I'm comfortable in here. Like, I can work. My hands aren't frozen. This insulation works pretty good. I can also take my time with everything. It's here. It's staying. I could bring all my tools here, everything, and just work on the car at my pace. Don't rush things. Get things done and get them done right. So yeah, that's basically the main thing about getting the garage for me was, one, out of the elements, out of the weather. In Missouri, it's, you know, snowing, it's cold winters, hot summers. You barely get any comfortable in-between weather. So the most you can stay out of the elements, the better. 2 is big projects like this, which I'm about to talk about, the next step for this, so stay tuned. But big projects, you can't do big projects. I mean, you can, but no one likes to do big projects outside in the weather, being rushed, blah, blah, blah. But now I have this. Now I can take my time. I can do whatever I want here. And it's great. It's a big step. So on the topic of big steps, I'm sure everyone's dying to know what's next for the RSX. Because surely, why would I get this garage and this shop space if I didn't have any plans to do anything big to this car? And you're right, I do have big plans for this car. And if you know me, if you've been following the channel for a long time, you know that I've always wanted to do a swap. The K20Z1 in these are great. They're really great. And even as it is now, full bolt-on, and it's great. I ran this car at the track. Granted, it was only an 1/8 mile, but I ran it at the track. So after I ran it up the track, it did well. I drove it there, drove it home. You guys know I've been beating on this car ever since I owned it, and it holds up. It holds up. It's great. It's got 211,000 miles near, and it's great. But the bolt-on stuff and that, and the exhaust, and that only goes so far. I'm pretty maxed out right now. Like, everything but the fuel is maxed out. So I'm like, well, surely I'm not going to spend the winter just getting the fuel system right, and then that's all I have to show. So I figured I'd go big, and I would just get it all over with and invest in a new engine setup, which is right over here. And granted, it's not on the stand yet. I haven't got that far, but here it is. I still have to tape it up and stuff too, so don't yell at me. So yeah, this is the new engine setup, the new long block I purchased. This is a K24 block. It's a K24 A8 to be exact. It has forged pistons, forged rods, and it's got the oil feed for a boosted setup. And then the head is a K20 head. It's built head. It's got the valve springs, the retainers, everything has been gone through. So it is perfect for boost, and this was a boosted setup when I bought it. No, this is not a brand new machined engine. I wasn't gonna spend that kind of money and get a brand new block billet, all that. So I went secondhand, and I only went secondhand because I trusted the seller. So that was the only reason I did that. And really, the only reason I pulled the trigger on doing something like this was because I had the opportunity from a trusted seller, and I can't pass it up. So anyways, this was in a boosted Civic hatch. Everything's been ran through. I'm gonna obviously check everything over again, like compression and stuff, whenever I get it on the stand. But I trust the setup. I trust he double checked it for me, but I'm gonna triple check before I spend all the money and time to drop it in. It's just, you guys got to be that careful. But yeah, this is it. This is the new motor setup. So like I said, K24 bottom, K20 head, forged pistons, forged rods, Type S oil pump, the whole 9 yards, and then the 20 top is got the retainers, the springs. It's all been ran through, and it was a boosted setup. So the boost comes later. I promise the boost comes later, but just one step at a time. Like I said, I had to get my foot in the door with the shop space first, and then I could get this and then that and this and that. So everything's coming together slowly but surely, but I am super excited for this whole thing. But anyways, that is the motor setup. Like I said, once it's on the stand, we'll start ripping it apart, doing compression tests, leak downs, and making sure it's good to go in that. And speaking of this, here it is, the old faithful setup. I haven't changed anything since the RBC intake swap. It's pretty dusty under here, and the power steering is leaking. But obviously that's going to get replaced when it gets ripped out. I haven't touched anything under here except like oil changes and stuff since the RBC swap. So none of this stuff has been cleaned really. RBC's still kicking, still doing good. So like I said, this setup ran a 9-second 1/8 mile, which, you know, isn't a lot, but for this car and age and, you know, the horsepower it's said to make, which isn't a lot, that's pretty good and consistent. So I was happy with that. So, but yeah, this is it. This is the shop. I'll give you one last look of the car in here. So yeah, don't worry about anything on that side, obviously, but we have these shelves here, which are metal. So I don't know how much weight these can withstand, but I'll definitely use them for storage. I got 2 here. I got 2 more at home I'll set up somewhere, along with a table here-ish or something, a workbench, blah, blah, blah. We still got plenty of space up here to do stuff. I might have a workbench like here where, you know, if I'm working on here, I can just go from here to here, you know. But obviously still have enough room to get like a hoist in here and pull this out and then put this somewhere over there. Really quick, it'll all come together. Everything will, you know, that'll be on there. We'll be doing stuff with that. We'll be tearing that down, pulling it out. We'll be buying parts, storing parts. Just everything you'd expect out of a shop in a build project series is going to happen. So, like I said, I'm very excited. This is the first time I've done anything to this level, and I'm happy that you guys are going to be able to watch it. If you haven't subbed yet, be sure to do so, because this car is about to be insane. All right, guys, with that being said, that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to give everyone an update of where I've been and what I've been working towards. I didn't quit YouTube forever. I just took a break to get all this set up, and for the better. So it's going to be insane. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Like I said, next video and some videos coming, we're going to start diving into this thing, start diving into that, and getting everything set for next year, when hopefully, fingers crossed, shooting for, you know, late next spring, early next summer, when this car to be finished with the new setup I have planned. And but things always change, so just we'll just have to take it as we go. But anyways, that is gonna do it. I will see you guys next video.